welcome back again for another art lesson with me, Miss Robertson. Now today we're having a very special chat with one of my best friends. Her name is Harmony Burry. She's a contemporary artist based in Edinburgh, and she's going to talk to us about her work as an artist and where she finds inspiration. Now, here is a picture of my hands. Harmony painstakingly stuck with Yoo-Hoo super glue bee wings around my hands. This took hours and I wouldn't recommend it. To be honest, I'm not sure that glue is supposed to go on skin, so do not try this at home.
Hello, my name is Harmony and I'm an artist and I live in Edinburgh. Here are a few examples of some of the work that I have made. I usually find inspiration for my work in things that excite or motivate me. So usually I'll make work about animals, their habitat or the natural environment, but I'm really interested in forests. Miss Robertson will have shown you the bees wing work that I've made, and I'll just tell you where I got the inspiration for that from. So I was looking into the decline in bee populations, and my postwoman who kept bees lost all of her hives for an unknown reason and all the bees died. So I collected all of her dead bees and then I began to use the bees as my material because I didn't want them going to waste. And I thought it would be a really good idea to represent the bee decline with the bees' wings. So that was the inspiration for that, really. My materials are usually objects that connect me to the subject. So, for example, if I'm making work about man-made forests, now man-made forests are usually planted with species of tree that aren't native to this country, so they might be from other parts of the world. So I will use those kind of pine cones in the work to represent the kind of foreign trees that we might be using. If I was making work about a natural forest, I might use sycamore seeds or acorns or pine needles, basically anything that I can find in that area. And for example, the bees work that I made, I'd use bees wings. So the materials are a really easy way for me to connect the subject with the bees. I generally don't paint my images because I prefer to make sculptures or use photography. Now, both my mother and my grandmother are really good painters. You might be able to see a painting just behind me, and it's of a teapot flying over the mountains, and that was done by my grandma. So I really think that art can come in many forms. So maybe you love painting, maybe you love making sculptures, maybe you really like dancing instead. So whatever way you want to express yourself, you can, and that's the brilliant thing about art. I hope as a result of my work that people think a little bit more about their natural surroundings. But I also think that as artists it's really important that we think about the materials that we're using and whether they have an impact on the natural world. So if you're using a lot of plastic, you don't want that to go to waste. So, really thinking about where the materials go once you've used them and what kind of message you're spreading. The best advice advice that I could give to a young artist would probably be, make sure whatever you're doing, you really love doing it. I think no matter how silly something is, if you are really loving what you make, it will show through and somebody else will end up loving it too.
I find inspiration a lot outside too. Although if you looked at my art practice and the work that I make, you might not necessarily think that I take inspiration from being outdoors. I really do. I like a quiet, peaceful, fresh air environment, and I'm really mostly inspired by colours. So when I'm out on a walk, I'm looking at the colour palette around me, whether that's grey skies or fluffy white clouds, whether it's different types of bark or leaves. The colour combinations that come together in nature or in my surroundings always inspire me. I'd like you to have a walk in nature. Now, whether you're taking pictures of colour combinations that you see, or you are making sketches, or you are collecting some natural materials to make some art, I would encourage you to get out, get a walk, and take some inspiration from your surroundings. Feel free to upload your work to your online classroom, or if you're one of my pupils, feel free to bring your work into class, now that we are no longer learning remotely. Hooray!